Welcome to Hey Clarity. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today we're doing an Akashic Records reading on the spring equinox. The questions that we're going to ask are, what growth is taking place or wanting to take place? What needs to be cleared and cleaned to nurture this growth? What intentions are best to set at this time? And what's the most important message we need to know about the spring equinox? Let's get into it. What growth is taking place? I'm getting sudden sprouts, sudden. And like old seeds that were planted that maybe you've forgotten about suddenly sprouts up and you're like surprised. You're like, oh my God, like I totally forgot about that seed. Or like, I didn't think that seed was gonna make it. And they're basically saying like making opportunities. So there's sudden sprouts, like sudden, quick, like shooting up and surprising opportunities that come. What growth is taking place? Okay, again, sudden sprouts. So some things start to move quickly. So they're like, be ready, because they're saying dreams come alive. Maybe old dreams coming true. So things that you were wanting to come to fruition, things that you were hoping and wishing and waiting for, suddenly appear. And the feelings that come with that, the feelings that come with almost like belief, like believing like that it was never gonna come true, and then suddenly it's there. So there's a little bit of like they're saying segue, like a transition of just like recognizing and acknowledging the achievement, the success, the opportunity finally being there. And then they're like, and then what comes next? What needs to be cleared and cleaned to nurture this growth? There's this like imagine a sprout coming from the soil, and the soil's very rich. But suddenly you're looking at the soil and you're like making sure that it's right. They're even saying like ripe to nurture the sprout. So you may be like quickly like weeding out or quickly like dusting off, quickly almost like reinforcing, replenishing, nourishing this soil, like kind of cleaning out little things that don't belong in it, so it's like super fresh and clear, so that this sprout can continue to grow. So there's a little bit of, they're giving me the word scurrying and like revisiting and like revision. So it's like, oh, this thing that you wanted that you thought wasn't ever going to happen or that was dead is now here. And like, it's a little bit of like preparing for it, like preparation for it. So they're like, are you ready? Like, get ready. So what needs to be cleared and cleaned to nurture this growth? It's almost like they're saying topsoil, like making sure that the topsoil is healthy and like picking out like little things that keep it from being healthy, like cleaning out the soil. But the soil, like when I'm looking at the soil, is like really rich. It's got this beautiful color, this like deep, rich, composty kind of color. And like the majority of the foundation has been set and it is very healthy, but you may be going in and like almost like nitpicking in preparation. So they're like, are you ready? What intentions are best to set at this time? What intentions are best to set at this time? They're saying no worries. They're like, this is the harder part. This is the harder part. Like worrying about opportunities, or again with this like believing that it never was going to happen, almost like pinching yourself, like, is this really here? Like, is this really finally happening? Because we may have been in a like defeated position or mindset or mind frame around this seed that we planted long ago. Like, we've basically moved forward or moved on, and then it's like, oh my gosh, like it's here. So it's like, don't worry about it. And then like our belief systems kind of around divine timing. So it might restore our faith in timing, in divine timing, and that not everything is on our clock. They're like, your fast-paced environment doesn't really set foundations up for like the nourishment and like the solid foundation for opportunities to pop. And so like our world, like we do things so quickly, but they're saying divine timing may be very slowed down in comparison. So we think, oh, it's over, it's not going to happen, never, never, whatever, forever. And they're like, well, you know, the scene had to be set. The world had to change. People had to come around to the idea of you or your work or whatever this opportunity is, before it was, they're kind of saying like ripe for the picking. And so it's kind of like, it's not on your time, it's on divine timing. So the intentions to set is like, don't worry about like, oh, it's gonna go away, or like, is this real? Or like, pinch me, this can't be real. They're saying it's real, like it's so real, and it's in real time. Anything else around best intentions to set? They're kind of saying, don't worry about that. Don't worry about setting intentions and having like a checklist of things. It's like right now is more about like, you're going to get the opportunities from old dreams that you wanted to come true. And it's more important to just kind of like reflect on the fact that this is restoring your faith in our world, in how the universe works, how, you know, the mysterious ways that things are unfolding. So it's more about like an appreciation and like having faith that divine timing is at work. And they're saying like divine timing efforts are so real. So there may even be like, they're like backtrack, like old patterns, old behaviors around like failure and success and what that means and what it looks like. Because it's something new. There's like something new, new options, new opportunities. So it seems like it's really going to kind of like rattle our belief systems, like our core belief systems around like failure and success, and like, what does it mean? Especially in regards to something like divine timing, like something that we may have considered a failure. It's like, was it a failure, or was it like part of the foundation of what you've been building? You know, part of the system. And they're like, you know, some of the greatest innovations and inventions of the world took like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They're like cures for diseases and viruses and illness. Like it took decades, centuries even. So they're like, why wouldn't your passion, your life's work, your mission also need to have decades potentially of like divine timing embedded in the solid foundation of what you're working on? And they're like, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile. So we're going to have some like renewed faith in just like divine timing. And they're like, set the stage. Like the stage is set now, right now. The new beginning. What's the most important message we need to know about the spring equinox? What's the most important message we need to know about the spring equinox? They're just like failures, question mark, faith. So like almost like faith system, and faith in our belief systems. And even like faith in our old belief systems, the ones that we have always held on to as like core values, it matters. And almost like even if there's been like a withering away of the belief systems, like I'm getting like tradition, again, like core values, things from our ancestors, our lineage. They're like core embedded belief systems. And they're just saying like, have faith for more. Have faith for more of that. Okay, anything else? They're like, no, that's it. They're like, happy spring, happy spring clearing, happy spring cleaning. And they're like presents, like you're going to be given gifts and opportunities. And they're like, yay. So celebrate when that happens. Okay. Cool. I'm excited. So that was the Akashic Records on the spring equinox. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.